our own treasury, and not the ICICI Securities. This is ICICI's own book. So I was doing all that. We set up a small research team for ourselves. We created a small trading desk in treasury. Then I moved on from ICICI because I was not very happy living in Bombay. You can imagine, I love places like this, not Bombay. So, and after that, I have tried few things. I was with a company called Primark, which is now called Thomson Reuters. So they do financial databases. So from handling small number of people and handling large sums of money, I moved to very small sums of budget, but handling hundreds of people. So, and then I moved on to a .com. I was there for 2.5 years in Primark and moved to a .com called JobStreet.com, which is now TV18 group company. Um, I went there mainly because one of my friends told me, I should try that, and he had some friends there and so on. It was the wrong time, and it was a time when .coms were getting burst, and I was there for a short 1 year period of time. And then I joined Hutch when they were launching in Bangalore. So as a brand, so I had the opportunity to work with a lot of very interesting young people. So we set up the call center, we set up the retail shops for them, and we did the activation for the postpaid connections, and then the customer complaints. These were the four things I started with. Later, the billing and bill generation, bill delivery also was added to my portfolio. So I was like this, and then all of a sudden, one day my friend called me. He told me there's somebody looking for a finance person to handle his family office investment and all that. So then I met him. So then I have been so it went on for some time. I have been working with Mr. Shibulal, who is the CEO and MD of Infosys, for the last 8.5 9 years. So this investment was part of his family investments. And now Tamra is a professional company, and I run it. It is owned by his daughter, and she is on the board. And she has her role. She does a lot of work on our PR. She does participate in the corporate strategy, and she will be handling some of our future projects also. That's how it is.
So do you get customers from everywhere in India, or is it mainly Bangalore specific?
Right now, there's a huge number of customers coming from Bangalore, but we have started getting a lot of people from Bombay, because Bombay is the next big market for us, not Chennai. Chennai is the third, Delhi is the fourth. We have started getting people even from Calcutta.
Okay.
So these are the big. I think this will make up almost 80.
Anything else would you like to say? Just a short thing. I just wanted to know a few things.
No, nothing. I think as a communication strategy, Tamra Court believes in talking 10% and allowing the guest to come and experience the balance 90%. So I will stop here and allow you to experience later.
Now, since you have shifted a lot of jobs and then you came into this, in terms of support, how your wife supported, in terms of your, like, what happens, most of us, we lose our, thinking ability to think out of the box and join something like this. So what would you like to say to youngsters?
I somehow, I use the fact that I worked in different industry to my advantage. Because what happens is people who work for very many years in the same industry, they are generally close to ideas from outside. They become in the box. We have done it. We have success for so many years. Luckily for me, since I kept changing, I never had that. So for me, I was always in a new place. I was always learning, and so that kept my childlike enthusiasm to learn new things. And second thing is I really love knowing things. So you look at bamboos. I just buy all the books on bamboos. I may not read them, but I need to know. I need to know the what is this? What is bamboo? History of that, and so on. So that inquisitiveness was there because of, I think, my changing
jobs.
changing jobs.
Yeah.
See, changing jobs is not only that I went and worked in different industries, or I went and worked in finance operations and various different kinds of fields. I work with different sets of people. Different sets of people teach you completely different sets of things. And if you keep on dealing and learning and moving with the same set of people, somewhere the learning will get close. You will become complacent. So there is something called the gestaltic closure in organizational behavior. You will start saying, okay, he's a friend of mine. If he says this, it must mean this. So the what do you call, the striving and seeking that extra layer of truth somewhere stops if you keep on dealing with the same people.
Yeah.
You can't do it with strangers. They ask you a question which you least expect. So that is something which is very interesting and which keeps your mind alert,
Yeah.
and that helps.
So in terms of support, what about your wife? Like
I don't know. I don't think I have words to explain how great she has been in support.
she should have been, because
She has
anybody
just
is
simply
like,
taken the whole responsibility of running the house, and she is a tremendous person. She has her own business, and more than that, she has been such a proactive supporter. Like to give you an example, I handle some of our investments in Germany,
okay,
and in Germany one day I wanted a translation of a page
yeah,
in within an hour. I didn't know what to do. I simply sent the German thing, clicked a photo on my iPhone, and sent it to my wife.
okay,
So she sat and used the Google. Those days the Google Translate was not there.
yeah,
So it's about 2 years ago.
Wow.
So she word by word she used to translate, and
Very
then she
supportive.
translated within an hour, had it in my, and I was sitting in Frankfurt. See, there I was new, and though I knew friends, etc., there are times when you freeze. You don't know where to go and how to seek
Yeah.
help. So this is one extreme example of how she can help. Of course, she has taken care of my son. My son has completed his 10th, and he's got his admission for 11th. It's all few days old news, so that's why I'm sharing. I think the bulk of whatever has happened on my family front, I think credit should go to her. And thankfully, she has involved me, so it's not that I've been flying outside and, and so on. But she will know where to get me involved, get my input, and so that way we are an extremely close knit family. We do a lot of things together. We have a lot of fights. We
that's for every family, I guess.
jokes, and we travel a lot. We love driving in the car, shouting.